We stay now in the UK. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer said US President Donald Trump has a point about European countries needing to talk more on responsibility for their collective self-defence. In an interview with the New York Times, Starmer expressed the need to think about defence and security more urgently. He is working to create a multinational military force. This force, called a Coalition of the Willing, aims to protect Ukraine's skies, ports and borders after any peace settlement. Starmer described his relationship with Trump as good on a personal level. However, he also noted that Trump's actions, such as imposing a 25% tariff on British steel and criticizing Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky, have caused quite a degree of disorientation. Britain is making a major push to tackle its construction skills shortage. The government has pledged £600 million, which is around $775 million, to train and upskill workers. This comes as the country faces a critical gap in skilled labour, hindering its plan to build 1.5 million new homes by 2029. House building and infrastructure improvements are central to Britain's growth strategy. Construction makes up 6% of the nation's economy, but struggles to meet demand. The government plans to invest £165 million in new courses and £100 million to upskill existing workers. In addition, the Construction Industry Training Board will fund 40,000 placements a year. The goal is to train 60,000 workers, including bricklayers, electricians and carpenters, by 2029. The move comes as Britain grapples with a shortage exacerbated by Brexit and COVID, and with many skilled workers nearing retirement. The government's investment aims to secure the future of the construction industry. The United States has lifted a $10 million reward for information leading to the arrest of Taliban leader Sirajuddin Haqqani, according to the Afghan Ministry of Interior Affairs. Despite the announcement, the FBI still lists the reward, saying Haqqani is believed to have coordinated cross-border attacks against US and coalition forces in Afghanistan. This comes after the Taliban freed a US citizen, George Glesman, who had been held captive for 2 years. Haqqani is the head of the Haqqani Network, a US-designed terror group. The group is infamous for suicide bombings and assassinations of top Afghanistan officials. Haqqani remains a key figure on the US radar, particularly after a drone strike killed al-Qaeda leader Ayman al-Zawahiri in a house linked to Haqqani back in 2022. Thousands of people have marched in Paris and other cities across France to protest against racism and the rise of the far right. The protests come amid a shift to the right in French politics. The current government has promised to tighten immigration rules and border controls. In Paris, clashes broke out between police and some demonstrators. Authorities say 2 people were arrested and 3 were injured, including a riot police officer. Many protesters carried signs warning about the rise of the far-right policies in France and beyond. Some also criticised the United States, with placards linking Donald Trump to the rise of the ideology in Europe. The protests took place one day after the International Day for the Elimination of Racial Discrimination. Human rights groups say France is seeing a dangerous rise in racist and anti-Semitic acts. Let's take a look at what some of the demonstrators had to say.
Parce que déjà, en tant que Français, je pense que c'est important de pouvoir défendre nos valeurs. D'autant plus avec la montée de l'extrême droite, c'est important pour nous, notre génération, d'être conscient de ce qui se passe en ce moment. Et voilà, donc on est là pour défendre nos droits et nos libertés.
On est en train de nous entraîner là, vers la division, vers la violence, vers l'injustice raciste. Et avec les idées d'extrême droite, je trouve très important qu'on soit nombreux pour dire c'est pas ça la France. La France, c'est un projet politique. C'est un projet où tout le monde est français dans la mesure où on a le même projet politique, qui est celui de la Révolution française, de la République, de la démocratie, etc. Donc je trouve que c'est très important que le plus de gens possible soient là, parce que sinon c'est la haine, c'est la division, c'est le malheur. Faut pas...
Staying in Europe now, Pope Francis is set to